I'm Norma Lacey, and I work with Northern Valley Catholic Social Services. I am one of the program managers for our prevention, outreach, and education programs. One of the programs, which is Promotores, we focus on bringing mental health awareness to the community by providing linkage to services and providing weekly support groups to adults and our youth. I got into this field, I believe I was born for it. Being a first generation immigrant, I know firsthand what it is to adjust to a new environment, having to learn a different language, and the fears and the barriers and obstacles and hesitations that the Latinx Hispanic community faces. I believe that's where it ignited for me. At a very young age, I had to translate for my parents, I had to translate for the neighbors, and advocate for them. As nervous as I was being young, I had to really push myself out of my comfort zone at a young age to be able to support my community. And so I believe it was from there that I grew into this field. The biggest reward for me is being that voice of advocacy for the vulnerable population, for those hard to reach populations. Being able to identify and have compassion for what they're going through. One of the other programs that I oversee is also disaster case management. So the programs that I oversee serve at different capacities. Again, bringing mental health awareness, supporting our youth, mentorship, and then also recovery for those who were part of disaster. And so I've seen the trauma and just really being able to being able to serve in the capacity that I do and my team. That right there is rewarding in itself. Helping one child at a time, a family at a time. I'm a firm believer it creates a ripple effect, for generations to come. I wouldn't change where I'm at right now. I really believe that, the North State, Butte County itself, we have so many collaborators, so many healers that are speaking the same thing. We all want to create that change for the next generation to come and for the generation that we're serving now, and creating that legacy, leaving impact. So I believe that coming together with one another, we have many cultures, that are being identified, many languages. So just understanding that the services that we carry out, we want to be inclusive of the diversity and the individuality that, is forming in Butte County. So I believe that having those conversations, not being afraid to be vulnerable. I think that that's one of the things that our youth is facing. They are hesitant to be vulnerable of really what's going on with them. So as healers, if we are that example of getting uncomfortable and showing them that it's okay to be vulnerable, we can pave that way. And then also paving the way of being that example of how we can collaborate with one another for their support. I think it can just do massive wonders of change in Butte County. So one of the things very strongly is having empathy. Again, when you work with youth, a lot of times you'll be tested, and they'll test you. But I've learned in my many years of working with youth that those are just the growing pains and the testing times to know, are you really going to stick around? Do you really care? So once the trust is formed with the youth, that's when they start opening up. So don't be discouraged. Make sure that you're empathetic. There's a lot that they hide inside. My hope for the youth today, again, is that as community leaders, community members, community servers, and healers, that we create those safe spaces for them and that they take advantage. my ultimate dream is to bring back hope into the youth. Again, with the pandemic and everything that's going on, I believe that that is something that has been tarnished. The hope. There's been personal loss that they have gone through. There's been abrupt transition. I mean, some have lost everything and have had to build from the ground up, and some have to adjust of different personal losses. So just bringing back hope to them, that they're able to building resiliency within them, teaching them tools, life tools and skills that they can utilize to overcome, the continuing challenges that they face, and learning how to, build on the experiences that they have gone through.